Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Gamerturk, and today we are here to talk about the 6th trailer that came out for Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. Bandai Namco is, as usual, taking their time translating this trailer, but luckily BK Brent has translated the video and now we can actually talk about the trailer, considering it is more story-centric and gives us an idea as to what is happening in general. Again, I will be talking over old footage from Tokyo Game Show 2017, knowing that it's clear from the copyright ID bots, since it takes a whole month to get rid of the Bandai Namco's claims on my news videos, which are 100% fair use. Please stop claiming my goddamn news videos. I will be using relevant snippets from the trailer in this video though, and I hope they actually get a pass and don't give me a content claim. You can watch the full trailer on BK Brent's channel and say hi to him from me. I think he believes I'm on YouTube just to steal his subtitles, thus banning me from his comments section for some reason, so I can't thank him myself personally. Please send my regards to him. With that out of the way, I will be analyzing the trailer here and come up with certain assumptions where needed, so these may turn out to be true or they may turn out to be false. Keep that in mind. The trailer starts with tons of voice clips from various points in the game. 3 of those lines actually have some serious significance though. The first one comes from ArFA-Sys, if I'm not mistaken, considering it's ArFA-Sys who refers to our OC as Master in general. And it's kind of important because so far we did not have much information about the scale of Kirito mode. Many people assumed it was gonna be a short side mode where we get to play as Kirito and nothing more. The fact that OC is involved in the Phantom Bullet adaptation, directly getting a message from Death Gun himself, means either that Death Gun is not limited to Kirito mode, or that Kirito mode is more like the Hollow storyline from Hollow Fragment, running parallel to the main campaign of our own OC, where everybody's involved. Right after that, there is a mention of a nerve gear being stolen, coming from Kirito. I honestly have no clue as to how and where this may actually tie in, but I am curious to see where it leads. And while you may assume that it may have something to do with Death Gun arc, it is most certainly not. Those who know the Phantom Bullet arc will know that Death Gun does not kill with a nerve gear. In fact, this brings me to the third significant line, again from Kirito at the end of the intro. So, I know some people were assuming that this wouldn't be a Phantom Bullet adaptation and that Death Gun was here personally to take his revenge from Kirito and not to kill random people in GGO in general. This definitely proves that is not the case, so this is Phantom Bullet and Death Gun is here to have fun. Which is just another reason that I believe 7 will be in the game as well, at the very least as a voice, if not as a character. It is most certainly Kikoka who calls on Kirito about the Death Gun, and 7, being a highly respected scientist who has really close relationships with American game devs, he will definitely get some help from her as well. Of course, the obvious difference between the main canon and the gameverse is that it is not just Kirito and Shinon who get dragged into this mess. Everybody's here and there does not seem to be a bullet of bullets tournament in effect. Anyway, next up, we get to see the recently revealed character slash villain up close, Basalt Joe, who seems to be awfully interested in our ArFA-Sys. Right after, we cut to SBC Flügel, the brand new area, a ship floating over the steel land. Well, the trailer acts like this was a huge accomplishment, with Zeliska saying it took a while and stuff. But don't let it fool you, we know that SBC Flügel is where we find ArFA-Sys, so this should be just the beginning of our adventure, considering things break down after we find ArFA. From earlier trailers, we saw Kirito attempting to kill ArFA, Basalt Joe is eager to steal her from us, while Itsuki is quite jealous of us having her, so this is definitely early on in the game. Next up, we have the happy moments, which I believe somewhere around the middle part, our OC has accomplished something, possibly beating top player Itsuki, or won a tournament duel of some sorts, and everybody's celebrating this occasion. Keep in mind that both Kureha and Zeliska are alive at this point, as well as ArFA-Sys. And we also get to see Itsuki be friendly with the crew, being at this celebration to begin with. All of these matter as we transition into later parts into the trailer, with OC mentioning in his own voice, "Pleasant memories don't last forever." The mood shifts immensely, Kirito saying he wasn't of much help, Zeliska deciding to stay back, ArFA-Sys being ceased to exist in GGO, and seemingly this is where our OC and his childhood friend Kureha start separating, with her mentioning she is going back to being a solo player again. And we also get the yup, that's a thing in the Gameverse as well, so looking forward to that one, but we get to the main dish now. There is something going on, people are disappearing, and I believe this is ArFA speaking. We hear Zeliska's farewell as well as saying that she will exist in GGO forever, which definitely sounds like she is dying in this scene, as we have assumed from previous trailers. And we know this scene is affected by our decisions throughout the game, and it can be Kureha finding herself in the same spot. In addition to that, we also get to see OC facing off Itsuki in a fairly similar case, so this may be a scene where death matters as well, looking at the red background with a system error announcement saying all system functions have been suspended, all players please log out. What Itsuki says, however, is even more interesting, and given the scene, I have reasons to believe that this part of the trailer is there to mislead you. BK Brent translated it as, "In order to make you mine, I'll even become the devil," which doesn't really make sense given the scene is between Itsuki and our own OC. I even contacted the helpful people at the SAO subreddit Discord to be sure, and they confirmed it translates to, "If it means that I'll get my hands on you, I could become the devil." Considering in one of the earlier trailers we have seen Itsuki become jealous of our OC having an ArFA-Sys, I am inclined to believe here that he is saying this to ArFA-Sys instead, and the scene we were given is just what follows this line. And this also ties back to earlier in this trailer where we become the top player, which means we overtook Itsuki at a certain point, so even more reason to believe that this is the case. While this brings us to the end of this video, keep in mind that this game with decisions and perspectives makes it very easy to provide misleading content to be used in the trailers. One scene may be taken from one route with multiple decisions, while the other might be a completely different route, so take all these with a grain of salt and possibly expect the game to surprise you. Tons of mysteries remain, and here's to hoping they don't reveal any more mysteries on the Fatal Bullet livestream tomorrow on 30th of January over there at Japan. We are at a point where almost too much has been revealed about the game, especially with the official statement about Kureha Zeliska decision confirming what I had speculated earlier. I'd rather learn these playing the game, Bandai Namco, not through some developer livestream when there's still weeks until the game is released, so let's keep things a little bit more secret, shall we? SAO magazine is also coming out on 31st of January with tons of info regarding Fatal Bullet, along with a guide for early access players, which I assume will contain major spoilers, so I do not intend on reporting on that. I'll be keeping announcements that go beyond promotional material and become spoilers out of my channel until the game is released, so don't worry about spoilers. Again, thank you very much for watching, do subscribe and click that bell icon for anything Sword Art Online related and many others. You can also find me on facebook.com/Gamerturk and on Twitter at Gamerturk95. If you like my content and want to support my channel directly, you can always become a sponsor on my channel over there at YouTube Gaming, or visit my Patreon to help me keep making these news videos that keep getting unjustly claimed by YouTube's bots and thus not have any ads on them for the first 30 days where they get 90% of their views. Anyways, keep looking out for those daily countdown to Fatal Bullet posts on my YouTube and on my Twitter account, and take care, I'll see you then.